Choppin it up with G and Zee. Choppin it up. 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 Choppin it up with G and Zee.
Let me record now. All right, we good.
All right, bet. Hey, so here's our first little crack at this whole Zoom calling slash setting up the Chop It Up with G and Zee podcast. Let's do this thing, I guess, man.
Man, I guess we've been talking about it forever, so it's about time we do it.
I know. Hey, we actually we've been doing it anyway, but we just haven't actually done a podcast. It's not like when we're together, we don't chop it up for hours upon hours and go into detail about some of this stuff. So we figured we would just put it down. But all right, man. Well, shoot, I guess we'll just hop straight into it.
Okay.
So there's 4 different topics we were going to be looking at tonight, man. And I kind of wanted to start with something cool, especially since we've been vibing on it back and forth via text message. The NBA restarted up. You know, we in the first week. Preseason is done. Season started. Lakers got their got their championship rings to an empty crowd. Which first, man, what do you think about that? Like,
man, I honestly thought, man, like they should have did the bubble again. At least, man, my thing is maybe do the bubble for the first month and a half until you can figure out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because man, the bubble was super safe, and I think like look what's going on with Houston. Like, I think we'll see more and more stuff like that as these numbers still continue to rise, or maybe things might, you know what I'm saying, halt with this vaccine now. But I think for the immediate right now, I would have liked if they started off in the bubble. But I think you have to have no fans, man, because it's just, how do you have fans?
You can't. I mean, honestly, you talking about like places like California where they don't have an empty ICU bed at all.
Correct.
So, I mean, and different places have different, requirements or different lockdown procedures. Right now, California is on lockdown, so to say. So,
yeah.
The NBA as a whole has said, haven't they said like players can't go out, they can't do anything publicly, so to say?
Yeah, that's how the James Harden thing happened. Like he was out at the club and they was like, you have so many negative tests if you have no, man.
It's crazy because, man, we've been going back and forth about James Harden,
bro,
and how he looks.
Bro, he is obviously like 15. He's at least 15 to 25 pounds overweight, bro. Like from his, I'm not saying like from a regular weight. I'm just saying from his last season playing weight.
Yeah, he looks like one of us out there playing right now.
Bro, I think that's how I look in a basketball uniform right now. Big hip, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but the fact that he dropped 44, he got 17. Come on, man.
And it was an easy 44. Like he was hitting everything. I was more amazed that he could, because he was bended. It was crazy to me, man. Like how it was crazy though. I was like, bro, he dropped 44 and 17, and he's 25 pounds overweight easily.
Yo, okay, so let's back out real quick, man, because we can get started and keep going forever on this. But let's say first and foremost, man, what are your predictions on NBA West and East? Give me your predictions for who's coming out of the West, who's coming out of the East, and rank them if you need to, man. Top. Let's do top 2 and 3 teams in both conferences.
All right. So yesterday I would have told you the Lakers, the Clippers, and then I would have been like, I'm not sure on that third team in the West. But after yesterday, after they lost by down by 50 points at half, the Clippers
got drummed.
Bro, it's something going on with the Clippers, man. And you could change coaches. It's something with Paul George and bro. All right, I'm getting off topic. My bad. I think the Lakers are the best team. I think the Lakers are the best team in basketball, obviously.
Okay. Just say it's weak. Okay, let's just start this off because some people may not know, but we have a bias on this.
We're both Laker fans, yeah.
We're both Laker fans.
Laker fans. When I met Gerald, we were Laker fans, and that was like what 5th, 6th grade.
Hey, but you are more of a Laker fan than I am, because I will admit when the Lakers have done some crappy stuff, you will still kind of toe that line like
Paul Gasol. Paul Gasol. Marc Gasol is gonna be okay, man. I know you and the time have been killing me for Gasol, man, but I think he's gonna be all right, bro. But
Dude,
go ahead.
Okay, we got to say this real quick, man, because you said Paul Gasol, and you even spit out the numbers he had last game against Memphis, of all people against Memphis.
It wasn't Memphis. It was against. No. You're talking about the first game, aren't you?
No. Yesterday. I thought the one you just sent out was the one for the last game, which was against Memphis. Wasn't it?
I'm sorry. It was Minnesota.
Oh, excuse me. I went to Minnesota.
Yeah, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, and 4 blocks.
Okay. All right. Have you ever heard the term garbage points? I mean, dude, when you watch that game and you see exactly how there's a couple of different times where he made some great passes to LeBron or passes off of the feed, passes off of the post, when he was in the post. I'll give him that. But him up and down the floor with this new brand of NBA basketball, some players can still pull it off. Like, I like Joker from Denver. I think he's one of the true bigs that can pull off being an old school big and playing in the NBA right now with this new school jack up threes, more skill players from 1 to 5 type of thing. But
I think Boogie can too, though. I think Boogie is actually before he started injuries, he was the best guard on it.
Embiid is good with it too, though. Even though he has some problems sometimes trying to sit out there and shoot threes too much, but Embiid is another center to me who can actually adapt and play this skill 1 to 5 position type of basketball we in right now. But I'm sorry, Gasol. Back to the main thing, Gasol. Terrible, man. I think that was the worst thing that the Lakers could have did was pick up Gasol, Marc Gasol. Like, dude, this is not 2006, 2004, 2003, whatever the case is. Marc Gasol, number one, he was never as good as his brother. Number two, he's slow. And number three, we got rid of 2 of the most dynamically athletic big men that could play defense out of their ass. And we picked up Marc Gasol. I just thought it was a crazy pickup, bro.
I do, man. I would have loved if we would have got Marc Gasol and kept Dwight Howard. That would have been great to me. You know what I'm saying? I like the additions, man. I like the way we look, man. But I would have liked to just keep some of that athleticism at the center position that we had. We went from like super athleticism to like position defense. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely.
Hey, LeBron gonna be having to do a whole bunch of chase down blocks this.
Man, I think they'll be all right, man. And they still got AD, man. You know, AD. The big thing is just to get some. For me, I think the big thing is always just to get AD some time at the 4, so he's not playing the center all game because he hates to play the center the whole game.
Yeah, and you can tell he does too. Because he likes the ball right there on the elbow. He never likes to really post.
Correct.
And if he does post, he's like damn near 10 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, it's never like up under the goal. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that goes back to when he first started, though. Because when he first started playing ball, he was playing as a point guard or shooting guard or whatever.
Yeah, he's a point guard.
So he's never been like comfortable being on that block. Plus, he was like, what, 150 pounds soaking wet?
Shooting
barely
so
yeah, he's never been a big dude. So, all right, man. So back to your predictions, man.
Bro,
you got the Lakers,
the West
out of the West.
I think the West is crazy for me to pick the West because it's so open. I honestly think there'll be 10 teams that'll compete for those 8 at least 10 or 11 teams that'll compete for those playoff spots. I think the only thing I can guarantee you, the Lakers. I still say the Clippers in the top 3, man. I don't know if that third team will be Portland. They have a full roster this year, so you remember the big dude is back for them. And then I think
what's his name again? Some the Russian center. I can't remember his name.
Red hair.
Yeah.
But man, so the thing, Nurkic, that's his name, Nurkic.
Yeah. Okay.
The thing for me is though, I knew Portland will be a top 5 team in the West, right?
It's hard to put them in the top 3.
It's hard to put them in the top 3, but I think they'll definitely be top 5. But I think when I seen Houston play the way they played with the limited roster, my thing is if they get Eric Gordon, John Wall, and Boogie Cousins to what they had, Christian Wood went hard.
Ooh-wee.
To me, I honestly think Houston might be the second best team in the West this year. I still think Phoenix is going to be hard because Chris Paul got Ayton working. You could see him running up and down the court post, and he's like, bro, you got to get down here. So I think he's going to have a great season, and I think Booker will too. So, and I kind of want to, I'm waiting to see how Golden State actually looks because they've been looking, I thought they would look, I didn't think they'd look great because they're trying to figure it out, but I didn't think they looked this terrible. So I don't know.
You know, so who do you have? If we were to say right now, at this day, who's your top 3 in the West?
Lakers, Houston, Clippers.
Lakers, Houston, Clippers. I will never argue with that. I'm not even gonna argue with that. I actually agree with you on that. Just based off of these first couple of games, even though the Clippers got destroyed by the Mavericks. And I mean, no, that's like an NBA 2K score.
Yeah.
They were down by 50 in the first half. Who? How?
77 to 27 at halftime, bro. That was,
man.
When I got my Bleacher Report thing, I was like, that got to be wrong.
Man, so I got a question though, man. So what do you think? Is it just the LA Clipper curse or something, man? Or do you really think there's something more involved with that team? Because I heard, you know what I'm saying? We all know about last year and the breakdown in the locker room. And I mean, I've heard things online, of course, you know, you read different stories with people talking about how Lou Williams was like the head, Lou Williams was the unofficial captain of the team before they got Paul George and before they got Kawhi in there. And the Kawhi mix just hasn't been there for the old guard, so to say.
And that's why
with that old squad, they actually got to the, they got to the playoffs and they was playing bomb ball.
Nobody. Before they didn't have nobody. They didn't have Kawhi or PG, and they did good that last year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, Lou was balling. And you bring in Kawhi, and the one thing about Kawhi is he always has to have load management through the year.
That's terrible. I think that sends a terrible message to your team, man, because it almost separates us. Like, I got to come to work every day, and you get to work twice a week. Like, imagine if you had a regular job, and the dude who worked next to you paid the same or paid more than you, and he worked when he wanted to. You'd be like, man, that ain't cool.
Well, and I heard too though was that it wasn't just that; it was the fact that his practice routine wasn't the same.
I can believe that.
And on top of that, you got to understand too though is man, everybody is talking about how it's Kawhi's team, and he's the reason why they even made the playoffs and all this stuff. And he was on load management, and the games that he wasn't playing in, who was the one, out here hustling and bustling?
Yeah, Lou Williams, Montrez.
He's been here that whole time. So, yeah, I don't know, man. When you look at them on paper, it's just like Houston to me. I really think if Houston is healthy with all the key components they have, Boogie Cousins, that I'm sorry, but that Cat Wood that they picked up,
bro.
Man,
bro.
He was,
man, he was shooting threes. He was inside the lane. He was blocking shots. I was like, I really wanted to research where did they get him from and who let him go?
I think he came from Minnesota, actually.
I thought he came from Detroit.
No, I think he came from Minnesota because Minnesota had a slew of picks that they picked up. And Minnesota can't keep no talent.
Yeah, because they organization.
Yeah, that's another topic for another day, but I think that's where he came from, man. Part of that Minnesota up and coming picks that they got, and dude is a beast.
Let's get into the East because that's where we're gonna have that's where we've had our problems lately. Is the East. So, what was your picks for the West? I'm sorry.
Oh no, my picks for the West is pretty much the same as yours. I got LA, both LA squads, and I got Houston. If
Okay.
Houston is healthy. If Houston is healthy and if Harden stays. If Harden don't stay, of course that changes the whole dynamic of both coasts.
Agreed. Now I do on my East. I think Brooklyn is the best team in the East, even though they played a terrible game last night. But I think Brooklyn is the Brooklyn game against the Celtics the other day. I want to say in the third quarter, KD scored like 17 points, almost like 14 or 15 in a row. And what threw me off was he was super high. And it looked like Kyrie and Chris LeVert both were like, well, it don't matter that he hot, I'm good too. And I just kind of question, like, are they gonna get into that Westbrook? I'm good too. Instead of feeding him when he's super high, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, he'll always pass the ball to you if you're hot. KD has no like ego that way. So yes, I wonder how that works. But right now for my picks, I got Brooklyn number 1, I got Boston number 2, and I got Philly at number 3.
Yeah, we definitely differ on this one, boss.
Bro, you know I do not believe in the Bucks at all, man. I believe Drew Holiday. I believe Drew Holiday and Eric Bledsoe are like.
What about Middleton? He's like the best shooter they got.
Middleton show up. Sometimes Middleton show up and sometimes he don't. I think he showed up more in the playoffs than Giannis has.
I would give you. Well, remember Giannis got hurt last year in the playoffs, though.
Yeah, but then my thing is too, though. Jimmy Butler is kicking your ass, and you're gonna be like, "Well, the coach didn't tell me to guard him." You was Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, that's true. He should have been like, "Move out of the way. This is my man right here."
You can tell me that you can tell me Giannis can't guard Jimmy Butler, but AD can.
Hey, how old is Giannis?
25.
No, Giannis 23.
Is he 23? I like 23, 24. He young.
Yeah, he's still a young cat. Yeah, hey, I think Giannis is still learning how good he is. He's still learning his own body.
Bro, like, I think he is pure athleticism but I think to me, in my mind, is like he listens. Where I don't think Russell Westbrook listens. Russell Westbrook is like, I'm good. This is what I bring to the table. I don't care what you say.
Yo, I think I heard somebody. Who was it, man? It was dang it, I can't remember who it was. Quarterback for Ravens.
Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, Lamar Jackson. He was like, I do this. This is what I do, and this is what got me here. I ain't changing nothing. Which, I mean, yeah, that's true. But if you want to if you want to go to the next level, there's some things you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like Giannis has to go to the next level. Like his post game, which he's not a skilled player. Let's get that out of the way. We both agree on that.
Agreed.
His only skill is coming down and doing a Euro step or overpowering you. That's his only skill.
Or just jumping over you.
Yeah. And I mean, I think if we can go back and ask Shaq, like, Shaq, what would you have done to be the best center ever? I would have worked on my skills during the offseason and picked this up and picked that up. Kobe tried to tell me, but I didn't listen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So I think if Giannis wants to take that next step, he needs to actually, number one, work on his free throws. But 2, he needs to get a skill set down in the post and be able to pass out of that post or dominate. Nobody should be able to stop him, period.
Bro, not the way he's not his like height and athleticism, man. He should be his frame, his agility, the way he moved, bro, at that height is crazy.
But just remember though, he wasn't even that big when he got into the NBA. That's the crazy thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
When he first got to the league, he was like 6'7", 8, and he shot up to 7 foot in the league. This is something we've never seen before, man. I don't think we've ever seen somebody come to the association and just all of a sudden hit like a 5-inch spurt.
Bro,
and get big on top of that.
Yeah. Well, that Jason Tatum, bro, if he's 6'10", he looked like he lifted weights this summer. Well, at least the 2 months during the offseason.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Jason Tatum is gone, bro. Him and Jaylen Brown, if they my honest to God thought is if they had like a real coach pushing him, like a Mark Jackson, they would be hard.
That would be a great fit for the Boston Celtics. Mark Jackson.
I think Brad Stevens is a good coach, man, but he's just, hey, we're gonna get it.
I feel like he's a college coach. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Great coach. I just feel like he just needs to stick with college.
Yeah.
All right. So my people for the East, my top three for the East is going to be the Nets, of course, who are going to come out of the East, considering everybody stays healthy.
Mm-hmm.
My only issue with the Nets is sometimes I feel like when I'm watching them, like I feel like Kyrie gets the ball and he says to himself, or he tells KD, "Here, KD, just go do you," and he'll sit like right there at the wing.
He won't do anything. Yeah,
he won't do nothing. And I'm like, you can't operate that way when it comes to crunch time. Like, y'all need to stick with that team ball. And I think KD will actually help him with that because he won with the Golden State Warriors playing a different type of way, and it opened his eyes up to how basketball can be played.
Agreed. And then everybody still prosper. Like, you don't have to be selfish at all, and we can all get off.
You don't have to just pass the ball off to me and sit back in the corner like James Harden does a lot.
With Westbrook, though, but I felt like he had to do that. I think when I see James Harden play without Westbrook, he's at least moving around. He's trying to do stuff. I think that was a Westbrook thing. Like, he was just like, all right, I'm just let him do, because he's going to be like the bull in the China shop, put his head down and try to grab, you know what I'm saying, to shoot this terrible jumper.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna take the Nets, of course, as winning out the East. My second and third, though, I'm gonna go with the Bucks again because I feel like last year they got shafted a little bit because he did get hurt. Granted, I will say it all depends on Giannis. They have got to get somebody else in there though if they want to take it to the next level.
Yeah,
Middleton to me is like a great guard who can go in spurts of shooting great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He can shoot great, but they need another superstar.
Yeah.
To actually win and get over that hump. My third in the East is actually going to go to. I literally battled this out a little bit. It's between the Celtics and the 76ers, and I have to go with the Celtics. Only because when I watch the 76ers, and I love Doc Rivers, but I feel like the 76ers are just, they're not ready.
I don't even think it's ready.
It's something about the way Ben Simmons plays. I feel like Ben Simmons is like the best player on that team.
Agreed.
Embiid to me is, you want to talk about like playing off of your talent. Embiid plays off of his body, huge, big dude. I just don't see him dominate like with his footwork or anything. He just
agreed. I'm not mad at that.
He sits on the 3-point line, starts trying to shoot 3-pointers. It's the NBA intellect. I just don't feel like it's there. But to me, hell, one of the best players who is a solid 6'10" and plays like a point guard. That dude is a beast.
Yeah, but I think to me, man, like I think like he's cool getting 12 points and 13 assists and 8 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you too big for that. He should average 20 points. He should average at least 9 assists, and he should average almost 10 or 12 rebounds. You're too big not to.
But that's never been Ben Simmons' game, though.
Bro, he did it at LSU.
Yeah, but he wasn't a score-first type of player, ever.
You don't have to be a score-first type of player, but what you need to do is take advantage of your matchups. Like, say, for instance, you don't have to shoot the ball all day. But, bro, when you're on the break, man, finish. You got to get them points. The easier points that you get helps everybody else around you. I think what throws me off about him is you have a 6'10" point guard. Then you have Steph Curry playing the 2, or Seth Curry playing the 2. You have Tobias Harris, who's like 6'10", playing the 3. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so, and they feel like they're not, it just feels like a bunch of people that are in the right spots.
Exactly. And my whole thing is I hope Watt can get them humping on the right rhythm to where they can actually do something. But I feel like the third best team in the East goes to the Celtics to me. Okay. Just because that raw, young talent they got, and them boys play defense like no tomorrow. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, all right, man, to kind of move on from the NBA, I can't wait for all this to be done with and there's fans back in the crowd, because I swear to God, it's actually difficult watching sometimes, knowing there's no fans in the crowd.
I think it's difficult
then,
to watch them other games. Like I feel like I'm gonna watch the Lakers regardless, but I think like when I'm watching the other team that I might not be into, they'll be like, oh, it's no crowd and it's
it feels like I'm watching a practice.
Yeah.
Between a scrimmage between two teams that are actually just out there scrimmaging sometimes. It's just weird.
Agreed.
With that being said, man, let's talk about this whole COVID thing real quick, man. I it's almost like you can't escape it. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? And I kind of want to start with just how's it changed what you do, period. And I know, you know what I'm saying? I know what you do, but tell everybody else, man.
Man, I think for me, man, like the crazy thing is like I'm at home. Like I don't get to go to work and my girls are here with me every day. So it's like me and the girls here all day, every day. And I think it's made me like bro, my wife will come home and I'll be like, baby, I think we need some toothpicks. I'm gonna go to the store right quick. You know what I'm saying? Like you're looking for reasons to get out of the house, but you can't really go anywhere either. So you know what I'm saying? It's like a weird thing that way. And then I think too, for me, man, it's like, I think even with these numbers increased, I don't think everybody is taking precautions like they're supposed to, man. And it's like, man, like, bro, I haven't had company in my house since Thanksgiving. Like there hasn't been a other person in my home since Thanksgiving. And on Thanksgiving, the company was my father. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's like, and then when you keep on seeing people, like all these people at each other's houses, you know what I'm saying, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. And I'm like, man.
No, you know what I think it is, man? I honestly feel like it is fatigue.
It is.
Part of it. I think part of it is, but there's another part of it where people really are like not trusting that this thing is as serious as it is. I feel like sometimes it has to bite you in the butt before you actually will be like, oh, yeah, this is serious.
Yeah.
There's people out here who don't like have a family member who's been affected by it or know somebody who's died because of it. Yeah. And I feel like until it actually hits them close to home. But then again, I don't know, because I've seen people who it has hit close to home and they still be kind of like,
yeah. I'm going out here. Man.
I've never seen so many people actually go out still.
Bro.
Like, I'm not talking about going to Walmart. I'm talking about going out to a club.
Bro, I see people like live streaming like at the club all the time. Man, the crazy thing is like I've had, you know what I'm saying, I've had a lot of family that got it, you know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is I got two cousins, they're about the same age, you know what I'm saying? One cousin got it, and you know what I'm saying, that cousin, you know what I'm saying, quarantined when he's supposed to, but after that, kind of still did his thing, still out, still going places to eat, hanging out, whatever. Then I got another cousin and she got it. And bro, once she got it, and she shut her shit down. She'd be like, I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna come to the city. She'd be like, we ain't open until the COVID is over. You know what I'm saying? So she'd be like super. And to me, you know what I'm saying? My thing is like, me and my wife are high risk. I believe both of us are high risk. So I think I've been taking it. I've been cautious since March. You know that. I've been like, bro, you gotta wash your hands. Yeah. Only can have so many people over here. Blah, 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 blah. Where are you going? Where have you been? Who have you been in contact with? Are you safe before you come over here? Because the thing is, too, though, you could be safe when you're over here at my house, but that does not mean that you've been safe the last 7 to 14 days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and the fact that I guess you would call us essential workers, because we've been working all the way through this thing, both of us.
Yeah.
But at least you've had to work home. I've had to actually work out in the field, and I mean, it's I see how, especially because I work in these little rural areas sometimes, I see how these people, Trump supporters,
yes,
literally still don't believe that this thing is actually real. Like they will just, man, I've had people, I'm out getting gas at some podunk town, and I've had people, I walk in to pay for my gas or whatever, to pay for what, get a little drink or something, and the people are like, oh, you don't have to wear a mask in here. Yes, I do, and yes, I am.
Yes, I do.
But I mean, like, this nonchalant, like, oh no, it ain't, we don't need that, none of that stuff. I'm like, okay, man, all right, let it hit you.
I don't believe in the China flu. I don't believe in the China virus. Like, you know what? You're a racist, first off. Bro, so crazy thing too is like, especially being a man. I don't know how it was for you for Christmas, man, but being a man, you know, Christmas shopping is, I do Christmas shopping on the 23rd. You know what I'm saying? Like the 22nd.
Yeah. And, it was packed.
Man, so every store I go to is super packed. And then I'm like, I see like, I told my wife, I'm like, man, so I might have seen 40 people without masks on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you the breakdown of the 40 people. I saw 2 Hispanic men, I seen 2 Black men, and the rest of them were all white people. Like, and I was like, bro, this is we was in JCPenney, and a dude, I said, bro, that's not enough space. Like, you need to be back. And he was like, you know, it's fine. Him, his wife, his son, nobody got on no mask. Bro, I got out of line. I just went to another line. I was like, bro, I'm not even.
Wait, that's what I was gonna ask you, man. So because I swear to God, every time I'm in a store and I'm ready to actually check out, I'm standing in the circles that they give.
Yes.
There's always that one person who will come up right behind you and be like, try to get this. And you have to be like, hey.
Yeah, that is not the 6 feet. That is not the 6 feet.
I mean, I just, it boggles the mind, man. It really does boggle the mind. But so my thing about COVID is this though, man, like, because I think the main thing right now is we've gotten through this whole year and it's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. I still think the death total, it boggles my mind to even think about it. Yeah. We're at like 300 and almost 50,000 people. And they're talking about 500,000 people by the time April or May comes next year, even with the vaccine out. Which brings me to my next question, which I swear to God, this actually gets more people up in a tizzy than anything else. What is it about vaccines and not trusting vaccines or trusting vaccines that has split people so far down the line, man? What do you think?
For Black people, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like all those, you know what I'm saying? The Black people, you know what I'm saying? With what's the Alabama thing they did when they gave everybody chlamydia or whatever they gave them? You know what I'm saying? I understand that.
Yeah.
Was Tuskegee?
Yeah, Tuskegee Airmen. They gave syphilis.
Syphilis. They gave syphilis and whatever. So I can see that. To me, honestly, white people, I don't understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where have they given you a virus? When have they given you a vaccine that didn't work? Like, to me, that throws me off. But I know me personally, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I always feel like when something is outside of my normal scope, I want to defer to somebody. You know what I'm saying? This is like me when I call you about the Bible verses. I'll be like, Gerald, read this, not sure about this Bible verse. What you think? But so like, I know one scientist. I actually know one scientist. You know what I'm saying? So I asked him last week, I said, bro, are you going to take this or Danae Carlos?
They was like, yep.
And he was like, yeah. He said, me and my wife both, because they both scientists. He was like, yeah, we're going to take it. He was like, the Moderna is this, the Pfizer is so-and-so. I don't know which one I'm going to take, but he said, I'm good with both. And I was like, well, shoot, if the scientist said he was going to take it, who am I? You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, but that's okay. But that's the thing though. Like when you talk to people, they don't even trust scientists anymore. Like we have gotten to this point right now, man, where it's so far-fetched. And I think, you know what? I was having a conversation with my wife about this. She'll probably get mad when she sees this, but I gotta tell it. So I said, baby, there's a whole lot of misinformation out here in social media. And this was right around the time where, you know, where the presidential politics was coming into play. Mm-hmm. And there was just a whole bunch of different, Hunter Biden is this, and Biden is a child molester. And I mean, you just saw stuff coming out of the wazoo. Like, where are they coming up with stories from?
Yeah.
I swear to God, man. So my wife, I said, baby, have you ever actually felt like you have been a clickbait for misinformation? And she's like, no, of course not.
Really?
Yeah. But a couple of days later, we had a conversation, and she, I think we were looking at something, trying to get something for the house or whatever. And she said, I was like, let me look on Wayfair.com. And she said, no, don't go to Wayfair.com. I was like, why?
They shipping children.
She said they actually got busted shipping child sex slaves in the United States in these big old resin containers they were selling online. I said, what? No, dude, she was serious about this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go online and purchase anything from Wayfair. Those child molesters. I was like, oh, okay. Those child sex slaves they were selling. I was like, all right. Man, it took me 2 minutes to do a Google search and debunk the whole thing.
Yes. Yes.
My thing, we get so wrapped up in stuff that can be debunked within like 5 minutes if we really wanted to know.
If you just research it.
Yeah, but the thing about it is we hear something and we're just like, oh, word?
Yep. It was Google, gotta be true. I heard it on YouTube. I seen 2 people say it.
Y'all didn't see that video of the chick who took the vaccine, who actually passed out, the leg got amputated, and she basically woke up with a tail back in.
Yeah.
Man.
Although that was probably the worst like infomercial for the vaccine though. Cause she showed she was like, I'm like, ooh, she ain't gonna make it. She is not gonna make it. Cut the tape.
Hey, but the thing about it is this, to me, and this is I gotta say this, and then we gotta move on to the next one, though, man.
All right.
My thing with the vaccine is this: like, I believe that there are going to be side effects because there's side effects for everything that we take. I mean, you can take Tylenol, and there's a side effect for taking a Tylenol on the side of the bottle.
Yeah.
But my thing is, there's going to be like one in every, 500,000 person that takes the vaccine that's going to have an adverse reaction to it. And people are going to be like, look, see what happens?
Yeah, agreed.
My thing is like, overall, for the health of the country, for the health of the entire civilization of people, let's eradicate this thing so we can, I want to go back over your house, man, and have a good time.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
I want to go to Vegas. I want to go to Vegas and gamble, smoke.
Wear a mask. Yo,
where was we at?
Can we go barbecue?
Yeah, like you can't do nothing, bro. Like
you can't do nothing right now. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, I agree.
Anyway, man. So actually kind of spinning off from this COVID thing. Let's talk politics, man. And I know this is crazy. We are officially in. I don't know where we at, Z. Okay. I honestly don't know where we at. Like we went from Obama. No, wait. I'm gonna go back. We went from Bush, and I just saw the video the other day, like a couple of days ago. There was you remember when the dude from the eastern country threw the shoe at President Bush?
Yes, and he ducked. It was like, yes, I do. Yeah.
Whoa.
Ain't gonna get me, player. I'm swift.
Hey, I'm gonna give George W. Bush an A for that dang on reflex.
Bro, yeah, he moved out the way, didn't
he? To me, that was like the craziest thing I'd ever seen.
Well, until
I remember that. That was the craziest thing I think I ever seen from a sitting president. Yeah. But we've gone from George W. Bush and Kanye saying he don't like black people.
So now Kanye not like black people? I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I know, right? We've gone from that to 8 years of Obama. And don't get me started on Obama. Here's my plug-in. Every black man needs to read that book he got out. Great memoir.
Okay.
We went from Obama to Trump. And I'm sorry to say, but these last 4 years have been absolutely insane. Your thoughts, man?
Bro, I totally agree. Like some of the things but the crazy thing is too, though, like I think, and I've said a lot lately, we set up Obama to fail. I think we didn't support him the way we were supposed to. We had that conversation. I think we all went out and voted for him. We didn't vote for no House, no, you know what I'm saying, no Senate, nothing. We just voted for him and was like, hey, we got a black president. The world's gonna change. Like, he can't do nothing. Like he couldn't do anything. But then on top of that, on top of us doing Obama the way we did, we gave we gave Trump like full power to just go and do whatever the hell he wanted to do. And like, bro, like these stacking these judges, like, bro, just everything they've done, everything he took back from what Obama did, bro, in 4 years, he has never told us what his health care plan was. He just said he hated Obamacare.
No, the health care plan is great. It's the greatest.
Like, bro,
it's
he
the
never
best.
told us a plan on nothing. He just stopped doing what Obama said. That was his whole thing. And I'm like, bro, does anybody else hear this? Am I the only person like, but what's your plan though? Now, how do you feel about him with him be like, nah, $600 ain't enough for the American people. They need $2,000 now.
You know what? My thing is this, man, is that Trump has always been a salesman. He's always been a salesman. I mean, does he really care about the people enough to where he really thinks this is the right thing to do? Or is it just a act for him? I don't know. I literally am looking at it like, I think it's just an act based on the last 4 years.
Yeah.
This coming from the man who basically.
Dude, my wife just said like the last time they didn't give us $2,000. Why all of a sudden? Yeah, I think he's trying to do that to be like, so he can try to take over this. I think in his mind, he can figure out how to still be president. I think in his mind, he really thinks he's going to be president. Yeah, like, no, I'm going to give him 2,000 people. Who gave you $2,000, baby? I did. On Trump. On January the 6th. Ain't know what you posted today? January the 6th. More information coming. Check it out.
Me.
I'm like, what?
My thing is this, man. But okay, so I'm gonna say something crazy. Trump is crazy, but the great thing about Donald Trump is that I think it has opened people's minds more, especially in our age bracket, to looking at politics a lot more than what we have.
Agree.
So,
but we were having this conversation with one of our friends, cousins last week, and she was about just how smart Donald Trump was. And every time that he explains anything, it's never big words. It's very easy to understand. He doesn't talk to you in a way where you'd be like, what the hell is he talking about? Like every time he talks to you, you can understand what he's saying. He never goes into no super specifics. It might be super overview, but I think that too to show people that, man, politicians, y'all don't have to, if you want to connect with people, man, talk to people like people. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, so here's the thing. And somebody said this, and this is the perfect thing about it. Donald Trump has learned that you can, through the Trump presidency, I think we've learned that you can win without acting like a politician.
Agreed.
And I think that that's still the playbook for most of these people. Like, dude, nobody wants to hear deflection. Like when we listen to the debates, it was the debate between Joe Biden and Trump, and everybody was just kind of like, Trump he's a crazy man. But he does say exactly how he feels. And there is a slew of people in this country who don't care about policy. Policy can probably help them in the long run. I think there was like a statistic that said that like 60% of the people who voted for Trump have some type of government benefit.
Yes. And those be the same one, be like, make my government or give me my freedom. And I'm like, bro, you on welfare though. What? Okay.
Like, dude, you're talking about denouncing socialism, but you benefit from these programs. So okay.
Yes.
But the thing about it is there is a sense, and this is where I understand it. There is a sense from a lot of people, including us, Black folk. We are tired of politicians who actually talk one way and do something completely different.
Yeah.
The only thing about Trump is he doesn't talk the same way, but he does the same stuff.
But he talks different.
Yeah. And they don't even see it. Like, dude, he is rotten from the core, but he's so rotten that he does it in the open.
And he just, bro, he like, you remember, and there's two things right quick. Michael Jordan. You remember Michael Jordan when he was big? Like in the Jordan years. Yeah. Michael Jordan just did something, and the reporter be like, Michael Jordan, we heard you was out in the casino last night at 2 a.m. What Michael Jordan do? He'll look him in the face. Next question. And they would know he's never going to talk to him again. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Trump do. He'd be like, What do you got? Or he'll be like, that's a terrible question, fake news, blah, blah, blah. But you know what I'm saying? He don't answer what he don't want to answer. Like, I don't have to answer that at all. So I think
but the regular politician will be like, let me just change the subject real quick to something completely different.
Like Mike Pence. Mike Pence is amazing. I tell you, Mike Pence is so amazing at not answering. Bro, it's like he didn't even hear the question. He just had something like you asking the question. He was like, my next topic is going to be like, bro, they didn't say nothing about what you just said.
Hey Z, so it's like you say, hey man, so one of the people watching the video said that the blinds right here were brown. Another one said it is blue. Which one do you think it is? And I answer the question and say, well, back in 1975, there was an issue of turkeys and jive turkeys, and it just completely deflect.
And tell the story. Tell the story. Yeah, and look at you in the face too, like. And then we figured out that jive turkeys is just like regular turkeys. Next question. Like, what?
I really do, but I think people actually are so tired of that that's what they got on with Trump, man. I really do.
I think another thing brought up too, though. Do you know who Michael Eric Dyson is?
Yeah.
How smart is Michael Eric Dyson?
He has a PhD. He's Dr. Eric Dyson, but he doesn't go by doctor.
How long can you listen to him before you turn him off?
It depends, man. Sometimes, to me, Eric Dyson tries to sound he uses words that nobody really cares to actually look up.
And it's not like a cool T.I. thing.
It's
a cool T.I. thing. Yeah.
On another anthology with the particulars of our existence needs to be ephemeralized. You ain't get me though.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I understand it, Dyson. You cool.
Bro, I tell people all the time, I think Michael Eric Dyson and I think Farrakhan, I think they might be two of the smartest people ever. But the thing is, the way they explain stuff, man, I'd be like, they got like 2 minutes before I'd be like, I am exhausted on my mental capacity. I can't even handle. My head is gonna explode if he gives me 2 more minutes right now. I don't got it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I feel that's how politics talk to people, and that's why I feel people be like, just vote for Biden. That's all I got. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. But man, I tell you what, I am a proponent of reading through Obama's new book. I think it gives you the perfect viewpoint of what it's like to be in the office of presidency. And I think it gives you a respect for what the presidency is all about. And I think it gives you a healthy dose of, okay, you know what? There is such a thing as being a statesman, as going into politics to help people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what's been missing. And I think that unless we tackle corruption in this society, there will never be full trust in people of power.
Bro, so my thing is too, though, like, man, I love you, mama, just like I love my mama. Man, if you ask your mama to explain you something about Facebook or Instagram or email or so and so, she's not gonna be able to do that for you. That's out of her thing. So my thing is, how do we have all these 60, 70, 80-year-old senators telling us what regular life in America looks like? Y'all are out of touch, and y'all shouldn't be in office. Man, you shouldn't be able to be like, there's got to be a statute of limitations. There got to be an age restriction or something, man, because the thing is, you can't tell me Black Hands Mitch is like 80.
But did we ever figure out what the hell that thing was on his fingers?
Man, it's probably, he got bit by that fly that was on Pence's head. I don't know, bro.
Man, that was terrible, bro.
His face looked weird. Like, he like a zombie, bro. Like, remember when we first started watching Walking Dead and people used to hide when they got bit? We like, did you get bit? No, I'm good. Like, Lincoln said he tested the vaccine first. Ain't no side effects except these black hands.
Hey, your fingers was like mine, bro. Except he had a white face, just all.
That's Jesus at work. That's God at work. Oh, you hate black people? Well, he gonna have these black hands. There you go. Show yourself.
Take these black hands now.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, dude. So okay, we gotta move on, man. It's the last subject of the
All right.
podcast. Versus battles. Bro, music. You know, I'm okay, so I gotta say this. Anybody who does not know, Z is like the music go-to man. So if I ever need advice on who's hot, who's not, what's new out here, what's great, Z is the music collector. Except for some of the more new age stuff that we both
I heard of
agree.
my wife. Yeah, I'll be like, wife, what is this? Yeah.
What is that? You turn on the radio nowadays, man, and I'm like,
It's all auto-tune. And they rap that fast rap or you I've been them sending it. Like, bro, you ain't even have to do that. I just gotta put some words because, bro, I promise, Blueface, I'm sorry. Like these people don't even listen to the beats, man. Sometimes I'll be like, this ain't even the beat, bro. What are you doing? I don't listen to the like, bro, that's terrible. All right, I'm sorry. Continue.
all right, man. So we've had, with all the COVID stuff going on, we have had some of the best music moments of this 2020 year has been via versus battles.
Shout out to Timbaland and Swiss Beats for this because they have. Oh, and also D Nice. I know they probably none of them people might never hear this, but I want them to know they have helped me get through this year. I love them all.
Bro, there have been some. I mean, music to me, one of the things that will always be a constant, especially with our generation, especially with our people, is our ability to make music that you just have to listen to, music that defines moments.
Yep.
And I mean, we are so deep into it, but I feel like this year has been a reconnect for a lot of people and what music does, man. So with that being said, man, which one this year was your favorite versus battle?
Bro.
And then we'll go into more about what we want to see or who we want to see do versus. So
my favorite, man, like dude, the G and Gucci was crazy. Just the thought of them two hating each other the way they hated each other being in the same room. That was crazy. Musically though, I thought Jeezy was way above Gucci. The Brandy and Monica was amazing, and it showed a humongous split in Black people between like Monica can't sing and Brandy's this amazing singer, or vice versa. So that was crazy to me too.
Hey, for the record, anybody who said Brandy can sing better than Monica, y'all need to check your dang on ears.
I agree. I agree. And you know, I hate Brandy. You know that. Anyway, yeah. But I think looking at all the verses, and I hope I'm not missing nothing, but I think to me, the E42 short, bro,
probably the best one.
Bro, when I tell you they started, man, Too Short started with Freaky Tales. I was like, oh, well, step on out there in the classic then. You know what I'm saying? And I think the greatest thing about it was that they had so many songs, man, that I heard like the old nah 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 with Nate Dogg. I was like, I forgot all about that song. And then they got in a stretch. Where they played like probably 6 to 8 Lil Jon produced songs. And I was like, this is crazy that we think of these two West Coast icons, and Lil Jon has given them both major hits. So yeah, bro, I think the Too Short E40 was crazy, man. That was an amazing one to me.
Yes, okay. I'm gonna give you, the thing about it is I gotta say this up front. I actually missed it, but I did get a chance to pull up the highlights.
Oh, bro, did you see E40 dancing?
Yeah, which was actually made a meme of already,
bro. Right? And then Too Short walked off and came back in an Oakland jacket with an Oakland hat and did like boom, boom. I was like, oh, okay, bro, it was great.
Okay, so me personally, man, I have two favorites that came out. I mean, mine, of course, my top one is going to be the Swiss and Timbaland one.
Yeah, that was. But I don't think we knew about it the right way, and I would love to see Timbaland and Swiss Beats redo the way they do them with the new format. I would actually like to see a lot of those first ones where we had the bad format redone now that they have the new format.
Teddy and Babyface, Babyface, they need to do that, redo a whole thing over.
I don't want to see Babyface with Teddy Riley no more. Babyface was hitting him, bro. Babyface shade was so like Next level, Teddy Riley didn't even know the babyface was talking shit. He was like, remix? What is a remix? I was like,
Hey, the thing about it was Teddy kept coming out here like it was 1982. Like, here's my hype man. Come on. Like, no.
In the dance, dude, he had a band. Bro. Now let me tell you though, I would love to see Babyface against Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Okay, now see, I can go with that. Now, with that being said, though,
did I jumped somewhere? My bad.
No, that's actually the ending question I had. So, who would you like to see as a versus battle? Man, give me two separate categories too here. I want hip hop and I want R&B.
I don't really have a hip hop and R&B that I really like that I'm just dying to see. I would think, man, like I honestly like my two is that I've been yelling about. Well, I've been yelling about three, but the ones that I really want to see, I would love to see Dre and Diddy.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's what everybody wants. I would also love to see Pharrell and Jermaine Dupri.
Now, see that one to me will be the dope right there. Think about how many hits both of them have,
bro. Like, that's what I want to see,
bro. That would be. I said I thought we both agreed that T.I. and Luda would be a really great.
T.I. and Luda, Ice Cube and LL Cool J, all of them.
I'm kind of mixed on the Ice Cube and LL one though.
Like T.I. was T.I. Luda. I think he would with T.I. I would love to see T.I. Yeah, I would love to see T.I. I don't think Luda should have did the one with Nelly to start off with. I didn't think they were.
Yeah. To me, that doesn't even work. Like, I mean, I don't know, but I would say T.I. and Luda would be probably one of the bigger ones that would hit.
I would also love to see Jodeci and Boyz II Men. Just throwing it out there.
Bro, I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like Jodeci would mop the floor with Boyz II Men, but that's just me.
Me too. But I still would love to see it.
I would like to see it too. Because, back in the day, everybody was talking about it. Like, either Jodeci or your Boyz II Men. I'm going to go with, and I posted it. I feel like one of the best battles R&B wise would be Dru Hill versus Jagged Edge, J.E.
Bro, my wife just said Dru Hill. When I looked it in the face, she said Dru Hill. Bro, I am telling you, Dru Hill and Jagged Edge would be amazing to me. Because I didn't 112 was, I think 112 was on they were on their Teddy Riley. They were just doing too much. Like, I was like, this is my new song that's coming out, Slim and the People. Like, bro, I don't want to hear that. Play now that we're done.
No. I feel like a more even balanced out would be J.E. versus Dru Hill.
I would be great with that. I would, but like I said, man, Pharrell and Jermaine Dupri to me is like that's the major one.
No. I want to say major one is going to be Dre versus Diddy. Yeah, that would be the major.
I don't think we'll ever get that though.
No, we probably won't. But I mean, we just throwing it out.
But I don't know. That's a whole nother conversation. But I think like R&B, I can't think of like, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some great ones out there, man. But because I would like to see, but like, who do you have versus like a Music Soul Child? Because he has so much music.
Maxwell.
You think Maxwell got enough music?
I think Maxwell versus Music Soul Child is a great matchup.
Do you?
Hell yeah. Because can you imagine people going crazy and hearing Music Soul Child be like, love, there's so many things I want. And then Maxwell coming in with,
here's my thing though. I think music has so much music though. I think after like 10, 12 songs, you're going to be like, what Maxwell song is this? Whereas like music is going to be like, bam, 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 bam.
I can see that. I can see that.
My wife said she probably only got like 5 music songs. I'd be like, music.
Nah. Oh, well, I mean, if you would ask like the basic, if anybody who didn't really listen to Music Soul Child, but I think Music Soul Child stuff is that when you hear it, you're gonna be like, oh shoot, forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot about that song. Yeah.
Oh, that went hard. Ooh. I mean, I just think it'll be a great battle, a great versus, I should say.
Man.
Not even just a great versus, but good music.
Who would you, I mean, like, all right, I don't know, I'm still in right now, so I'm sorry, this might be bonus, but let's say you had the opportunity to do Stevie Wonder in a versus. Who do you put him against?
Stevie Wonder?
Yes.
Oh man, the only person that could even come close would be like damn. That has to be a non-living person.
I feel like Alika said Prince. I feel like Stevie Wonder made an album from like 1955 until like 2003. Like I feel like when you go and look at how many amount of music he has, I'd be like, God dang, what was Stevie Wonder? Stevie Wonder wasn't doing nothing but having babies and making music. Like, bro.
You know what? I would say Stevie Wonder and Quincy Jones.
That's probably the only person.
The only thing about it is, see, with Quincy, people don't know because Quincy produced so much.
Agreed.
But he also actually was behind so many people performing.
Yeah, agreed.
Quincy could be like, yeah, I made this song and gave it to such and such and such and such. I'm gonna play this for you. Boom. Bro, so I think Stevie Wonder and Quincy Jones are matched up.
Yeah, you know I'm a Quincy Jones fan, bro. So you know, man.
Yeah. Now, okay. So with that being said, if we're gonna go old school, who you think matches up?
I know what you're gonna say.
Who matches up with Marvin? Teddy P?
Marvin, Teddy P? I feel like if we did Marvin Gaye, you'd have to do Sam Cooke, man.
Okay.
I think Sam Cooke is the only one. I think Teddy P, to me, Teddy P is more Teddy P versus Al Green. That's like right up their alley, like that. And I'm gonna sing his voice, and I'm gonna sing in a way that's gonna touch your feelings. That Anthony Hamilton, like, nigga, where's Charlene at? He needs her now. You know what I'm saying? But I think Marvin Gaye was super smooth, just like Sam Cooke was, and I think that would be.
Hey, but man, you know what? With all these versus battles going on, man, I started thinking about, especially with the last one that came in with 40 and Short. I was thinking, man, like, who were some of the best rappers from 90s rappers that we actually grew up on that you think would be a good versus battle? Like, who would match up with like X? Or who would match up with like Bone Thugs? I mean, who would match up with these that would do a good versus battle? It's hard to say. Like, it'd be hard to try to find a good versus for what we grew up on hip hop. I
would like to see Outkast versus UGK. I think that would be.
You know what I'm saying? I think it would be great. Matter of fact, I think it would break the internet if Outkast, and you know, we of course rest in peace Pimp C, but if Outkast came on and you had Bun on the other side and they all played their hits versus.
Yep, I agree.
Of course, my bias is there. Outkast to me is the best rap duo ever. So I think they would win it. But I honestly believe that would break the internet if they did that.
Yeah, I think the only thing for me, I think what makes sense is like a A-Ball and MJG versus 3 6 Mafia. Like you have your battle of Memphis. You know what I'm saying? That would be cool. I would like to see somebody with a stupid body of work like LL Cool J versus like Ice Cube, because they have like super bodies of work. You know what I'm saying? But
how big is the discography for LL though? Like, to me, I know we can
got like 12 to 15 albums somewhere in between there.
Yeah. I guess the thing about it is Cube can come back for the NWA days all the way up to his new album.
But then he's gonna have the West Side Connection stuff too. He'll still have the what was the group? The Lynch Mob, the Gorillas in the Mist, that stuff too. So Cube have some stuff, man. And I think Cube's body of work is so amazing. All the stuff he did with Dre on his own, the stuff he did with, you know what I'm saying? Like Cube got hits. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if him and LL Cool J, I don't know if him and LL Cool J are on the same wavelength. I wouldn't mind Busta Rhymes and LL Cool J. I would like to see I honestly want Busta Rhymes and Twista. That to me, or Busta Rhymes and Mr.
Matchup. Honestly.
No. I said no. I said I think they would have the same catalog of work, but I don't think they're in the same lane. Because you got Busta Rhymes, you're gonna have all that Leader of the New School stuff, all that early work he did with the Tribe Called Quest.
I don't know what 15 albums LL Cool J, 12 to 15 albums LL Cool J got. He got about 5 songs. He might have songs going in.
LL Cool J?
Yeah. But I ain't old as you, so I don't know.
You're not.
Oh.
Actually,
Hey,
I'm not gonna lie about that. Bro, I can recite. I remember radio. You know what I'm saying? And your radio's deaf when my record, bro, man. LL Cool J was hard in like 1984.
Man, ever since I'm bad.
Yeah.
LL eats Cool J cookies. Oh.
Hey. LL Cool J? Mama's gonna knock you out. I'm that type of guy. Big old bud. I need a runaway girl. I need love. Headstrong. I could love you better. Like, bro, that's just me. Just thinking 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 8.
They're not hits.
No, all of them were really top hits.
Then
he had a lot of hits.
I do too. I think LL Cool J got played way more. But
maybe it's just because he was dominating radio though.
Mm-hmm. And like you remember, like rap went up when we were little, man. You had once you got your song on the radio, you had it made. It ain't like what it is today. You know what I'm saying?
I remember when Kool Moe Dee and LL was into it.
Me too. Man, or like I wouldn't mind seeing like Run DMC versus like Public Enemy.
I would love to see a Run DMC versus EPMD.
Run DMC versus who?
EPMD.
Bro, I would be great with that too. Yeah, I love the EPMD, man. I'd definitely be great with that.
Or man, who could battle up with Rakim?
Man, Rakim to me, man, I love the thought of them Rakim, but I could name, and I love Rakim, but I only can name like 5 Rakim songs.
Okay.
Me and my wife are gonna listen to LL Cool J after this.
We're not.
You're gonna teach her some of that old LL stuff.
Teach me nothing. We teach you something.
That's why ladies love Cool James. Yeah, man, that's I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of good verses out there, man, that you could probably pull off, man. I actually really got, the more we got closer to it, I was like, I'm cool with Ashanti and Keisha Cole. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was actually gonna be cool with that, but I think there's probably bigger things you could do. I would like to see that. Yeah, maybe they could do Escape and SWV.
Hell no. SWV.
No, I would actually say SWV versus like a TLC or something.
Nah, TLC gonna have too many songs.
SWV got a whole bunch of songs too, though.
You think?
They don't. Neither one of them got songs, so that's your motherfucker.
I don't know, man.
Escape me to go get somebody else.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's some good matchups out there. I think it's some good 90s R&B music out there that we will probably miss. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but it's got to be something out there, and it's a celebration of music too, man. So, like, I wouldn't mind seeing like H-Town and maybe Silk, or you know what I'm saying, something like that too.
My thing is this, man, is like and me and you both can agree on this. I think that the whole versus thing has actually just allowed us to enjoy music again.
Agreed. And I think at the end of the day, man, I think, but you know what? And now to think about it, the first one that was the real format, I think Snoop and DMX like started this, because theirs was a great verses, even though DMX was like our weight and our breath capacity. But I think that was the first real good verses where we was like, oh, this is really like a celebration of their catalog. Now, yeah. I wouldn't be mad if they probably should have did Snoop versus Cube. That probably would have made more sense.
I actually would rather see I don't know, man. That's a hard one, because Snoop, there are certain rappers who've actually had a staying power, like a Cube, like a Snoop, yep. like a LL Cool J.
Yep.
And there's certain rappers who were so dang on good that they may have came out with 3 albums, but those 3 albums were classics. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to put them on a versus and say, okay, give me your body of work, because LL Cool J can probably come up with 25 different top 10 songs he had. But to me, LL Cool J was like the first Nelly, where he could rap on some R&B person's song and still do it as his own.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
That would kind of make it hard to be like, okay, well.
Do you think Snoop could do a versus with Jay-Z?
No. If I was going to put a Jay-Z out there, I think the only person Jay-Z could have probably gone up against, I hate to even say going up against, because I don't want it to be like a versus. I just want to be like a really good, this is my catalog, this is their catalog. I would just say Notorious, B.I.G.
Man, Notorious only really had them like 2 albums.
Yeah,
I think he got 2. I mean, bro, he got a body of work, and I think it's an amazing body of work, but I don't think it compares to Jay-Z.
Okay. I'm putting Jay-Z up against Ice Cube.
I'm gonna be mad about that.
I would say Jay-Z.
I think he'll probably have more, like, because Jay-Z had a super run in the 2000s, man. Here's my question, last question, and I'm sorry, I keep on hijacking. Who would you do a versus with Missy with?
You can't. Look. We had this discussion before. You cannot. Nobody can battle Missy and win. Or no female, I should say. I mean, maybe you can put Lauryn Hill in there.
Nope.
But honestly, Lauryn Hill only really had that one great album.
You have to play the whole album, and then like
yes,
her soundtrack
go from A to Z. Maybe you could do like a Missy, and that's like saying who would you put up against Beyonce? Exactly. I mean, it's difficult. It's kind of hard because, and I'm not even a Beyonce fan, but Beyonce has had so many dang on hits. She got her Beehive, whatever they call it.
Alika said Janet Jackson and Beyonce.
But Janet Jackson is not a great singer.
Well, we're not worried about the singer. We're just worried about the hits.
I'm talking about the singers.
Yeah.
But Janet Jackson has a whole lot of songs.
I think as far as popularity goes, that would be a good matchup. Popularity wise.
I think if we're just talking about hits and not worried about the singing, I think that'll be
yeah. Or even Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston has a ton of songs. I mean, she ain't gonna have nothing.
I don't think anybody can match up with Whitney though.
I don't think that was
I mean, because I heard somebody say, "What about Mariah Carey?" When I was like, Mariah Carey, he got maybe
Mariah Carey when he will go hit.
You think
10 to 15 songs that she can probably put up, but I think Whitney would actually.
You wrong.
Kill it.
You're so wrong.
My wife said you're wrong, man, but I'm with you, man. I don't.
You don't like Mariah Carey, so you will listen to it. Mariah Carey has so many songs, it'd be crazy. It'd be stupid how many songs.
You think Mariah Carey could do one with Beyonce?
No, I said Whitney Houston.
Oh, but I'm saying but they both alive. You think Mariah Carey could do one with Beyonce?
No. Okay. I don't think anybody did.
You know what? You think that versus battle would go over well though? If they did a Mariah Carey versus Beyonce?
I think everybody would show up for it because they're humongous. They have humongous fan bases. But it
wouldn't go well for the fans. The Beyonce and Mariah Carey would be fine. It'd be the fans that act the fool because the Beyonce, the Beehive.
Yeah, but I think
the butterfly, whatever they are. Wings.
Beyonce got a gang. It's not fans. They a gang. You can't say nothing bad about Beyonce, or they will be on your ass. Don't you ever talk about her? She's the best thing that ever happened in my generation. Hey, them chicks is crazy. Them Beehive chicks, they crazy.
She good though, man.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I will say this, and I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I love the versus battles that have actually helped the cause of music.
Yeah, I think they've been great, man. They've been a great thing, man.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. So, hey, dude, I'm gonna leave it off on a note of, man, is there anything you want to actually kind of talk off the cuff on personally? What's going on? Whatever the case is.
No, man, I'm good.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, it's been a great first podcast, I guess. I mean, we'll get better, I guess, as time goes on with this. Figure out how we work this thing.
Okay. All right. Y'all be easy now.
Be easy.